Hello everyone, this is my first video of web component development video series. In this video, I will show you how the web container handles a request. Let's move the slides. This is the sample diagram here. So we know that many times we wonder that how a web container or a web server works and how they handle the incoming HTTP request coming from all over the world, and what are the things which make it happen behind scenes, and how Java servlet APIs, likewise servlet classes like servlet context, servlet requests, servlet responses, and sessions fit into the picture. So we know that in early days of the internet revolution, web servers were not so much smart. In these days, most of the content was static, and the HTTP protocols was just a way to ship files around. But soon the web servers would have capabilities. It means effectively launching a process on each web request to generate dynamic content. By this time, HTTP protocol also matured, and web servers became more sophisticated with additional functionalities like caching, security, and session management. So let's talk about the application server. Application server consists with a web container and the other servers. According to the application server, we know that they are complex. This is very complex and large applications. So it can have backend logic and makes the application dynamic by interacting with the database servers. Application deployment happens on the application server. An application server can also handle the servers and requests which a web servers can handle. So this is the web server. It consists with server container. So when the client requests HTTP request and server response to the client in the picture. So when someone says web server, think as the HTTP centric web UI oriented applications. So when but mostly it is the same product. The servers both sets of e-commerce nowadays. Those are about the web servers and application servers. Let's move to the web container. What is web container? Web container is the interface between web components and the web server. A web component can be a servlet, a Java server Facebook page, or a JSP page. The container manages the component's lifecycle, dispatch requests to application components, and provides interfaces to context data such as information about the current request. So this is the main idea about the web container. Especially in Java, should be referred to the servlet container. Servlet container is the component of web server that interacts with the Java servlets. So the web container is responsible for managing the life cycle of servlets, mapping a URL to a particular servlet, and ensure the URL request has the correct accessing rights and such services. Basically putting together all about the fact the server container is the runtime environment where your server run and its life cycle in maintain. So let's move to another slide. Let's look at how the web container works. According to the web container, we know that the first step is when the client requests to the container, and the when the client requests to the server as click the link that has URL to a server instead of a static page, then the container sees, according to the second step, then the container sees that the request is for a servlet, so that container creates two objects, HTTP servlet response and the HTTP servlet request. And then the container finds the correct servlet based on URL in the request and creates or allocates a thread for the request and passes the request and response object to the servlet thread. This is the servlet thread. There is another step. The container calls to the servlet service method. This is servlet service method, and depending on the types of request, the service method calls either do get or do post method. There are two methods, do get or do post method. For an example, as in the request was an HTTP GET request. Another step, the do-get method generates the dynamic page and stuffs the page into the response object. And remember, the container still has a reference to the response object. So this is the final part, and the thread completes the container, converts the response object into HTTP response, sends it back to the client, then deletes the requests and response objects. So each client gets a separate threads for each request, and the container allocates new requests and response objects. So this is the main idea of how to handle a request. So this is the end of my video. Thank you.